padmanābhō'ravindākṣaḥ padmagarbhaḥ śarīrabhṛt mahardhirṛddhō vṛddhātmā mahākṣō garuḍadhvajaḥ.
Padmanābhō'ravindākṣaḥ. Again, Padmanābha had already come earlier in one of the shlokas. Again, it means a lotus. When Lord Vishnu is lying down, Narayana is lying down in Vaikunta on Adi Shesha, we are told, from his navel sprang up a lotus. And on the lotus, we have seen the creator Brahma balancing himself on that. Therefore, the Lord is addressed as Padmanābha, one from whose navel emerged a lotus. And on the lotus, we are told Brahmaji is sitting on that. Brahma represents, his job is to create. So therefore, Brahma for all of us represents the creative aspect which is there in all of us also. Not only he is creative, we also are very creative. We create so many things. Creative aspect which is there in all human beings is represented by Brahma. Now the creative aspect in all of us must be backed by, supported by knowledge. Otherwise our creative can become destructive also. Somebody creates a weapon for what? Destructive purposes. That's not that's not what is indicated here. So therefore all our creativity must go for our shreyas, welfare and well-being of ourselves, and along with us the entire society also should be taken care of. That's the meaning of shreyas. Shreyas doesn't only mean my welfare and my well-being, but it also should support everybody's welfare and well-being, at least in the most limited way, at least our family. Extended is society, extended further is state and the country. So therefore our creative aspect, whenever we are using our creative abilities and capacities to to bring forth anything in our lives in the form of an activity, it should be supported by the right knowledge, and that knowledge is represented by the lotus. That's so suggestive over there. So therefore, and where did the lotus come from? It comes from the Lord's navel. So the navel is supposed to be the seat of all creativity, not only in Bhagavan, in all of us. So whenever we talk, we say, oh, I am expressing my thoughts. And where do the thoughts come from? We think the thoughts have come from our intellect. Where is the intellect? Brain, in the head. But it doesn't come from there. Whenever we open our mouth and talk, the gross words that another person hears has got 4 levels. So before we utter whatever we have uttered, it should have come from somewhere. Manifest words should come from something unmanifest. Manifestation cannot be from nothing. If words are manifest, it must have come from something. So before we manifest our words, or we express whatever we want to express in the form of language, which is audible and somebody can hear over there, it must have been in an unmanifest form before. Our thoughts only are expressed as audible words, gross words. Thoughts are subtle. Nobody can read the thoughts. Only we know our thoughts. Even before they crystallize as thoughts, subtle thoughts in our brain, in our head, in our intellect, from somewhere it should have come. From where does it come from? The thought was created, and that created thought was expressed in the form of words. Everything comes from the navel part. So even whatever we are talking, anything that is creative, its root, mula, its source is the navel. That is why Bhagavan is addressed as Padmanābha. Ravindākṣaḥ. Just now we have done Padmanibhekṣanaha. Ravindākṣaḥ means again one whose eyes are as beautiful as the lotus. So we won't go through it again. We will go to the next nama. Padmagarbhaḥ. Garbha means womb, inside. It's like the cave. Nobody can see it. Padma means lotus. Therefore, padmagarbhaḥ means one who can be experienced or realized or should be meditated on in the lotus of the heart. Heart nobody can see. Physical heart people can see. The doctor can see, which is on the left side of our chest. On the right side of our chest is supposed to be the spiritual heart. Nobody can see it. We know it is there. That point in each one of us from which all our noble thoughts come, emotions arise. Everything comes from there. So therefore, that heart, wherein we are supposed to meditate on the Lord, where He is supposed to be, ultimately we are meditating upon Him in His very dwelling place. He resides in our spiritual heart. He resides in the lotus of our heart. Now that heart is very, very deep. Guha they call, the cave of the heart. In the sense that it's so difficult for us to enter into that cave and apprehend Him and comprehend Him. The more we try to search for Him within, the more it looks like we are unable to apprehend and comprehend Him. Outside also not possible. Inside also is definitely not possible. Until finally He graces us. And then He gives darshan to us, saguna. Or if it is nirguna, we become He Himself. So therefore, padmagarbhaḥ means the one who is meditated upon, realized in, available for, can be recognized where in the cave of our own heart. Instead of saying cave of our heart, the word used here is lotus of the heart. Again, lotus means all of them. Knowledge. Spiritual heart means it stands for knowledge, it stands for beauty, it stands for good values, it stands for equanimity, it stands for tranquility, it stands for balance. Padmagarbhaḥ, śarīrabhṛt. Earlier, I think the first sloka itself, we had gone through the nama bhūta-bhṛt. The same meaning but different word nama over here. Sharira means bodies. All bodies. Again over here it just doesn't mean human being, the devatas, the celestial beings, the semi-divine beings, gandharvas, ityadi, rakshasa, all have bodies. The plants have bodies, the animals have bodies. Even the mineral kingdom, they are wrapped. Lord in them, in the mineral kingdom, exists as just absolute existence, wrapped up in a body, which we call as the stone or whatever it is. So therefore, śarīrabhṛt, one who, bhṛt means to nourish, to nurture. Because He is there in each one of us, He is the one who is nurturing us and nourishing us. We are not doing it. Only we say yes, we are very particular about the diet, balanced diet. It's we who are taking care of our physical body. Because with a balanced diet, we are doing nourishing and nurturing of our own physical body. All that we are doing is putting in the food into us. But once the food has been put, that's all we can do. It is 0.001% of the nurturing and the nourishing. All that we do is physically we can take the food from the plate and put it in our mouth. That's all we can do. And we are aware of our, chewing the food and swallowing it. Beyond that, nothing we know of what is happening in us. What all is happening, the food has to be pushed down. And even when the food goes in, it should never go into the windpipe. It should go into the food pipe. Therefore, every time we are swallowing our food, the windpipe has to be closed. None of us are sitting and doing it. And then the food has to go down. We are not pushing the food down the canal. And then it must go to the right place, the stomach, and then the digestion and the breaking down of the food into its various components. It should become the fat in us, the muscle in us, everything, whatever, energy in us. And if there is anything waste, toxic material, it has to be removed from the system. Otherwise, it is poisonous for us. The whole thing is nurturing and nourishing. Digestive system, respiratory system. We talked only of food now. What about the respiratory system? Breathing in and breathing out, we are not doing it. It's just happening in us. We are all sitting for satsang. It's just happening. We don't say, wait, let me breathe in and then let me breathe out and then enter into the satsang. It's just going on. Whether we are awake or whether we are dreaming or whether we are sleeping, it's going on. And it's not just we are breathing in and breathing out air simply without any purpose. The oxygen that goes in, what all it is doing, and then the carbon dioxide has to come out. What all are their further activities? All of them, and then the lungs, the role of the heart, respiratory system, circulation. If the circulation system is not all right in us, there will be no nourishing, there will be no nurturing at all. So the entire circulatory system in our body, the arteries, the veins, everything, excretory system, because the digestion we talked about, all of that is in total the nurturing and the nourishing of our equipment. Body again, if the body will be healthy, if the mind is healthy, mind will be healthy if the body is healthy. So all the three put together. We spoke only about physical body now. All bodies, who nurtures and nourishes and maintains? Bhagavan does it. And for all of us, without him everything will collapse. Dehabhṛt, bhūtabhṛt, śarīrabhṛt, same meaning of it. Therefore none of us can take credit for anything. So whatever we are today, it's all because of he. So the ego has got no place at all anywhere in, if we really investigate into it. Everything Bhagavan is taking care of. śarīrabhṛt, mahardhirṛddhī word already had come earlier. So mahardhi and vṛddhā both mean the same. It means plentifulness, prosperity, glory, fame and glory, fullness, prosperity, wealth, all of them are included in it. So Maha, it is not that the Lord has got this much of wealth or this much of wealth. For all the worlds, wealth has to be maintained. Wealth, and again here, wealth doesn't mean only material wealth. Health is wealth, character is wealth, strength is wealth, knowledge is wealth, courage is wealth. Everything is wealth over here. Who has it all? Bhagavan has got it in ample measure. Not this much, not in finite measure, but infinite measure. All of his wealth has been deified over there and made into his consort, Lakshmi. And one part of her is Dhanalakshmi, our material wealth, which is represented by our movable and immovable property, the bank balance, the gold, the silver, whatever we have. But she is not only Dhanalakshmi there. Lakshmi has got so many aspects. Dhairya Lakshmi, Moksha Lakshmi, Bhakti Lakshmi, Shraddha Lakshmi, Vidya Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi. Everything is Sampat only, wealth, Samriddhi, plentifulness, prosperity. He has got all of them in great. Kirti Lakshmi, glory and fame. All of them is she only. And who is she? She is the consort of him. So in that sense, therefore he possesses all wealth. Vṛddhā again means the same thing, but like earlier, right in the beginning, every nama over here is supposed to have 100 meanings. So one of the meanings of Vṛddhā also is one who can vriddhi, abhivriddhi means expand. So Vṛddhā also means one who has completely expanded himself to become the entire universe. He permeates and pervades from inside and from outside. So the whole universe is nothing but he himself. Vishwarupa Darshana. That's what it means. That's why we say abhivriddhi, vriddhi we say. It comes from the word Vṛddhā. So therefore, which all Vishnu. Vishnu means all pervading. Similarly, the Lord has expanded himself so much. How much has he expanded? Purusha Sukta tells us. He has expanded himself so much that everything is there inside him. And still over and beyond that also he extends a little. Just to bring it into our comprehension. Otherwise we will stop. 14 worlds, then only that much is there. So Lord also is limited by 14 worlds now. All the 14 worlds are in him. So he is expanded so that all the 14 worlds with whatever they have is included and incorporated in him. Is it that much only? Then finiteness will come to him. But he is infinite. Therefore, he extends a little beyond that also. It comes in Purusha Sukta. So that's the meaning of vṛddhā. Both meanings over there. Vṛddhātmā. Atma means self. The Atman that is there in all of us. The individual self which is there in each one of us is the same as the universal self. I am Atma Brahma. The third Mahavakya. Vṛddha means old. Sometimes parents are shifted to the old age home. We call it as vṛddhāshram. So vṛddha there means old. Old means ancient. So over here vṛddhātmā means the most ancient self. Because we are all in time. How old is Bhagavan, we want to know. We have a father, father had a father, he had his father, so we keep on going. Therefore, in time we are going behind. How far must we go to arrive at Bhagavan? He is a Sanatana, we say. Purana is the word used. These are all words to suggest. More than the literal meaning, the suggestive meaning is what we have to catch hold of and try to understand its significance. So therefore the most ancient, Purana, Vṛddha means old. Old doesn't mean how we think of old. Oh, he is 90 years, he is 95, very, very old, 100, too old. It is not in that sense at all. Here we are talking about something beyond time. From him, time emerged. Therefore, he is known as the father of time. He created time and he created space and he created time. In space and time, we are all transacting. So, Bhagavan is beyond time and is beyond space also. So, how to describe him? Therefore, masters have, these are all approximations, that's all, just to make us understand. He is not even ancient. Because if we use the word ancient, then its opposite also is there in our transaction, new. Opposite of new is ancient. Opposite of ancient is new. He is beyond both new and ancient. How do we describe him? It's so difficult. So the teacher over here want to indicate to us the very, very first cause. We keep going back, we keep going on back, then we say God created the world. We tell children the story. God created the world and then created all of us. Children will ask, who created him? That's the first question. If God created the world and God created all of us, then who created him? We don't have an answer at all. He is the very first cause. Because his creation of the world and his creation of all of us is in space and time. He is beyond both. So how to describe him? He can't be described, he can't be defined. But these are all attempts to describe and define him. Approximation. So he is the very, very, very first cause. Or they say uncaused cause. Every cause we can go back and find out its cause. Then when we find out its cause, this becomes the effect. Cause-effect relationship. But Bhagavan is beyond cause-effect relationship because cause-effect is in the realm of time. So therefore he can be called as Sanatana. That's the meaning of Sanat. Sanatana means most ancient. The very first. Dharma means God is Dharma and Dharma is God. What does Dharma mean? At our level it is duties, responsibility, do your Dharma, etc. Righteousness as opposed to Adharma, which is unrighteousness. But Dharma basically means the law of being. He exists, that's it. He is Dharma. This he is. How old is it? Sanatana. To that parampara we all belong to. Why? Because we are nothing but he himself. Therefore we are all Sanatana Dharma only. Because we are him. I am Atma Brahman. And the last Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. So whatever sadhana we are doing should lead us to that. So therefore vṛddhātmā, the most ancient, mahākṣaḥ, aksha means eyes, maha means great eyes. With our eyes we see everything. So sometimes they say you better be a witness to this. Two people are transacting. They want a third party as witness over there. Neutral person who is neither for this side nor for this side. A witness. So that at some point of time anything, any problem happens, any problem is there, they can call the witness. So the witness never ever engages in the transaction of the other two. Far removed from the transaction of the two or the many is the witness. He is only Sakshi Matra over there. Witness is always a Sakshi, never gets involved. Surya Bhagavan is a Sakshi Matra for the entire world. He is not involved in whatever is going on, whether it is a puja going on in a temple or there is a war going on anywhere. He is a silent witness. And if we ask him, he will tell us also when this happened, where it happened, etc. That is why we say he is the eye of the entire world. He is the witness of whatever is happening in the entire world, because he sees everything. We see only some things. We see what is happening in our room. We don't even know what is happening in the next room or on the road outside. But he sees everything, inside and outside. We can't say, no, I put a wall, he can't see, he can see. His rays are coming in, therefore he can see. So therefore, mahākṣā means the great-eyed one. Literal meaning. Great-eyed means he sees everything. He is like the X-rays which go in, where the sun's rays can't X-rays, deep penetrating. His eyes are very deep and very penetrative, and they can see everything which others can't see. Others can see our activities, none of them can see what we are thinking about them. But Bhagavan, who is there inside us and outside of us, exactly knows everything. He knows exactly our motives. He knows exactly what we are thinking of somebody else, good or bad. We can put on a guise and present ourselves as very good to a person, but he knows what we are thinking of that person. So he is a Paramasakshi over it. He is the witness of the entire world. He sees everything at all times, in all places, under all situations and conditions. This witness never ever goes to sleep. It is 24/7, 365 days. He is always there. And then he is the great witness. He is seeing everything. But he is not involved in whatever we are doing. What we do is what our desire, what our intellect tells us to do. So the thoughts or the desires in the intellect, they become thoughts in our mind and they become activities at our physical level. Good or bad. Evil motives, evil activities, because evil thoughts in between. Noble desires, noble activities. Bhagavan has got nothing to do with our nobility or our evilness. He is far removed from all of them, and he is a silent witness of everything that is happening everywhere. Nothing is there that we can hide from him. We say he is all pervading, he is seeing everything, and then we do all the wrong things also. See how superficial we are, or how we are hypocrites. We say Lord is all pervading, he can see everything. If he can see everything, then we wouldn't be doing many things which we are now doing. We hope that he would not have seen. But we say he is all pervading. So therefore all these namas, when we repeat them, the essence or the flavor or the fragrance which each one of them is giving out, it must become a conviction in us. Only then we will be able to straighten our lives. Otherwise we will be as we are. And then there will be a part of our life which we call as religious life, spiritual life, which is really not religious or spiritual at all. That is called hypocrisy. The deviation between the actual me and the ideal me. In most of us, there is a big angle between the two of them. We know, but we are doing whatever we want to do because of temptation, compromising, etc. Lord is watching. When that comes to us, then many things will get taken care of. So mahākṣaḥ, the silent great witness. And also because he represents, each one of us has a pair of eyes. All our eyes put together is his great eye, which means the power of vision. Eyes may be there, but if the power of vision is not there just behind our two eyes, fleshy, physical eyes, we can't see. All people who are blind, when we see them in front of us, they may not look like they are blind because their eyes look very healthy. But then they have to open their mouth and tell us, no, we can't see whatever is there in front of us. Which means eyes are there. Eyes look healthy from our standpoint, but the power of vision is not there. That power of vision Bhagavan represents for all of us, and not for one person, two person, three person. All eyes put together. The power behind all eyes, that power, mighty power of vision, is represented or over here termed as mahākṣō. garuḍadhvajaḥ, one who has got on his flag. Earlier days chariots would be there, and the chariot will have a flag, and on the flag will be then an emblem. Looking at the emblem over there, the symbol, we can make out which party they were. Our political parties, they all have a flag, and then they have a symbol. So therefore we will know their emblem and their logo. Immediately we will know which party. So Shiva has his, each of our deities have their own symbols. Narayana also has got his own symbol, the garuḍadhvajaḥ. So if at all he is in a chariot moving, and the chariot has got a flag, on that flag will be Garuda. So looking at the flag over there and what symbol is there on the flag, we can make out whether it is Shiva or whether it is Vishnu or whether it is any other god. That's one meaning, because Dvaja means flag. Garuḍadhvajaḥ also means one who is moving on a vehicle, and that vehicle is Garuda. Bhagavan is Garuda Vahana. All our gods have their own special unique vehicles. None of them have two-wheelers and four-wheelers like we all have. All of them have animals as their vahanas. See, in the middle we are there, the human kingdom. Right above comes the celestial being, the gods. And just below us, if we want to say high and low and all that, come the animal. We are two-legged, they are four-legged. In between we are. How beautifully the celestial is handling the animal kingdom. It just shows to us, if they have got so much of reverence and respect for all the animals, how much more should we have reverence and respect for animals? So everything comes, even the Samudra Manthan plant, Kalpavriksha came out, plant, animal Kamadhenu came out. All the things that came out, inert, the gems came out, Kaustubha Mani came out, which means mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human king, and Devatas came out, Lakshmi came out, Chandra Bhagavan came out, Dhanvantri came out. It just shows to us all are nothing but he himself. So the whole range over there we need to revere and respect. So nobody was consciously given one lesson over there. The moment these stories were told to us, automatically we revere and respect and adore and love everything outside of us, and of course we love ourselves also. So there are no extra coaching classes for all these things. It all naturally came. So all our gods have animals and birds as their vahanas. In the festival time, Brahmotsava time, different festival, all our gods come out on these vehicles, procession. The Utsava Murti will come out on these vahanas. Hanumat Vahana, Garuda Vahana, Shesha Vahana, even Chandra Vahana is there, Surya Vahana, Kalpavriksha Vahana is there. A pearl mantap is a Vahana, Hamsa Vahana, lion, Simha Vahana, Vrishabha Vahana for Shiva, peacock, Mayura Vahana. All Vahanas we revere and respect. They are all in the temples over there. We revere and respect them and adore them. Animals they represent. So if Bhagavan's Vahana is revered and respected in the temple, outside when we come also, the same feeling we have towards all the animals that we see around us and about us. Animals, birds, etc. Fish, Matsya Avatar. So therefore Garuḍadhvajaḥ over here, Bhagavan has got for his Vahana Garuda. In the 10th chapter of the Gita, Vibhuti Yoga, he says, amongst the birds, I am Garuda, he says. All birds are he himself in a different form, starting from the small little sparrow. All birds, he says, are me, myself. That is why it's called Vibhuti Yoga. It's an infinite glory that is being indicated to us in the 10th chapter of the Gita. He says, you want to see me? You can see me. Where? I am the one in the many. So all birds I am, all fishes I am, all trees I am. But he chooses one of them, one item from there. Visheshataha. Amongst the birds, I am Garuda. Amongst the trees, I am the Ashwattha Vriksha. Amongst the animals, I am the lion. Why? The reason is that very beautifully we can interpret it also. Why he has chosen that particular animal or that particular bird? It doesn't mean the other birds are not divine. All are. But that's why he says amongst the birds. Amongst the birds, he is identifying himself with Garuda and says, I am Garuda myself. I am all beings, he says. Naranam Naradipaha. Amongst all human beings, I am the king. The king means the leader who is leading and guiding the destiny of the country. Vishnu Amsha, they say, for a leader of the country, for a king. Those days, that's why we had all our acharyas supporting the royalty. They were all Rajagurus over there. How many of our Mahatmas, our Rishi, our saints were all Rajagurus who are adorning the darbars of our kings? Vidyaranya Swami, Vyasatirtha Swami, so many of them, Narari Tirtha, so many of them. Directly they were Rajagurus or they were guiding the king over there. In the court of Dasharatha, Vashishta Mahamuni was there. Every court had rishis over there. So this is how we learn to adore and revere everybody. So amongst the human beings, I am the king. Amongst the birds, I am Garuda. Bhagavan says over here. Why especially he has picked up Garuda? The altitude to which it goes. The finer point, the little extra point, extraordinary. It can fly to it's more bulkier than the sparrow. Sparrow is very small, lightweight. Garuda is a little more heavier. We always feel more heavy, they can't go higher up. They'll all be lower down. But the sparrow can never reach up to the height which Garuda goes. So though Garuda is big in size, a little more heavier than the other birds, more heavier actually, still it takes off to very high altitudes. And also when it goes to those high altitudes, it glides. There is no too much of flapping the wings. It just glides like that. So what does it indicate to us? What's the lesson that we can learn from Garuda? We also must reach up to higher altitudes, higher heights. Not where we are. I, me, myself, that's it. I can't even accommodate a sibling. I can't even accommodate my own family members. We can't accommodate our parents, therefore they are in the old age home. It's very narrow-minded. We don't even know how to move ahead and move higher. Garuda represents for us. How high should I move in my life? Forward and higher. Garuda shows to us how high you can go. Don't say I am very heavy, I am very gross, I am tamasic, I can't move. If I can move, you can move. And he glides. So if we see a Garuda flying over there, effortless, smooth, it just glides. They always say gliding into meditation. Higher flights in meditation, glide into meditation. See how they both come together, the comparisons over there. And also Garuda has got a very, very precise vision. Tikshna drishti we say. The bird is so high up in sky. But if it sees a small little prey, it can be a worm, it's food, prey over there, on the ground. The prey also is moving. Garuda is also coming down, he is also moving. Both are dynamic. But the moment he comes in, he never ever misses the target. He never ever misses the prey. Because when he is moving, when he started, the prey was somewhere. By the time he has come down, the prey has moved forward. The worm has moved forward. But precisely he comes, lands on the prey, picks it up and goes away. the precision that we must have in our lives. Proficiency we have, knowledge. We are all a walking library of knowledge. But that proficiency must become efficiency in us. That is what Garuda is teaching us over here. Precise we should be. We should be very skillful. All of them put together. Creativity, everything comes over there. Discipline, time management. Small little job, sometimes we take 2 hours, whereas it can be done in half an hour. But that half an hour doesn't mean somehow we did it, no. Sometimes we lengthen it. That is called time management. This job should be done beautifully, very beautifully. And how much time should it take? Sometimes we try to do it quickly, faster than the time needed. Then it'll not be okay. Sometimes we stretch it and drag it purposely so that somebody else won't give some other work to us. That's not time management at all. And that's not at all efficiency. That is where our work turnover will come. How much of work did I turn over? Useful, meaningful, purposeful, creative, good for me, good for the society. That Krishna says is karma in the 8th chapter. Not the karma that we do somehow or the other manage. Or stretch it out. If I finish off this, she will give me some other work, so I'll stretch it out. What I can finish in 1 day, take 10 days. What I can finish in 1 hour, stretch it to 1 day. That is not called karma at all, according to Krishna. Very beautiful. How much of work I have turned over, which is creative, which has got all these factors taken into care, time management, etc., etc. How beautifully it has come out. Motive, how we used our knowledge, how much of self-effort we put in. All of that goes in to say whether we are a karma yogi or not. Garuda is teaching us all these things. So beautifully it comes and takes it away. And also the name itself over here. So sharp vision. Ga means knowledge. Aruda means to climb onto. So one who has climbed on to knowledge means, and Bhagavan is seated on him. So Bhagavan is rooted on what, established on what, moves on what, does his vyavahar on what? On knowledge. Just like it's a substitute for the lotus. So Ga stands for knowledge, Arudaha means to climb onto. Then another meaning is Ga means gamana, to move. Aruda means to climb onto. Whenever we climb onto, we are always at a higher level than because we were at a lower level and then we have climbed onto it. So whenever we move in our life through various transactions, inside our house or outside the house or within ourselves, we have to make sure that we are moved ahead and we are moved higher also. Both should be there. Otherwise, we are stuck where we are. And it's like, back to square one. So, Ga also means gamana, moving. How should I move in my life? I have to move forward. Sometimes we move forward. Gurudev used to say, 10 steps forward and then 9 steps back. Again, so we have come back. Again, we put 4 steps forward, again 2 steps back. Sometimes we go even more back. Where will we progress? Where will we proceed? We will never reach the destination. So we should keep moving forward, and we should not keep moving forward only at our level. We must slowly add to our lives in all ways and all respects. That is to move higher. So forward movement should be there, and higher also we should move. That is also represented by Garuda. So Garuḍadhvajaḥ